All right, check it out, y'all. This your man, Bees P, a.k.a. Portier, man, back at you with another Polygamy with Bees P. I know it's been a minute, but I'm right back at y'all again. So listen, man, we got something that we want to address today, man. You know, everybody always got something to say about polygamy. And you know, my point of view of it is, unless you live it, if you don't live it, then you're not qualified to speak on it. You're just not qualified to speak on it. I mean, everybody can have an opinion, but just like we know, opinions are like assholes. Everybody got one. I mean, you don't live it. So to all the ladies who really truly want to know or inquiring about it, get with somebody. Come to me. That's basically what I'm gonna say, because you probably don't know nobody else who really living it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm living it. You know what I mean? And I'm with two women right now, multiple women that's living it as well, and they give their insight on it and advice from it as well. So if you want to know, stop here at the Bees Portier household, and you can get whatever it is that you want to know and find out what's the real. But today we're gonna get into this brother. You know, I got respect for the brothers, all of the men that's on the panel, except for this first brother that I use as an example. This Derek Jackson brother. I guess that was a relationship advisor on YouTube or whatever, and he was married and had all these women reposting and flocking to everything that he hanging on to his words, only to find out that the brother wasn't sincere. He wasn't genuine. He wasn't genuine what he was saying. And he got exposed, you know what I'm saying? And he turned out to be, and I mean, he was coming down on men that was dealing with multiple women, and all the while this brother was doing it. So that's what I'm saying, man, dealing with people that don't qualify. But let's get to it. I just want y'all ladies to remember this brother right here by the name of Derek Jackson, a relationship advisor, I guess, on YouTube. He had all the women flocking to his channel saying all the things that women wanted to hear, only to be exposed as a cheater, and he wasn't sincere and genuine. And I'm not saying that's the case with this next brother, but stop taking advice from men that don't qualify. Now let's get to it.
Speaking about aspiring guy, whatever the term was, these same aspiring people want to have like multiple women. Like, people really don't believe in marriages anymore. They believe in just like having a bunch of girlfriends and not even understanding what it really takes. I want you to give some game to these young guys, like, that just they ain't thinking correctly.
Now, before he get his game, this is what I'm saying. Like, now he can give game to the younger men from the perspective of his idea of how a relationship should be with him and a woman, because that's what he's involved in. Obviously, he's married, and it's him and his lady. However, he's going to go into polygamy, and he's not qualified to speak about that. So let's get to it.
You know, I would say to each his own. But what I say is that they don't think about is that, like, you talk about polygamy, right? Like, you think about people be like, oh, men, like, love to say, men wasn't made to be with one woman.
And let's just stop and think about that. This is where most people's religious background come in, you know what I mean? Because truthfully, America is a country that falls under Christianity. I think up to 80%. 80% of this country is based on Christianity. And most black people today in America, most African American people in America, they're rooted in some type of religion, whether it's Christianity or it's Islam. Those are really the main two. It was only later in the latter part of life that we begin to become conscious and wake up and start understanding about Africa and the pyramids of Giza and learning about the different dynastic periods and the different kings and the different pharaohs and then we in the 80s, and you know what I'm saying, during the hip hop era, that's when we segued away from segued away from Christianity so much, and along with the movement in the 60s of the Black Panther and the Nation of Islam. But most Americans, most black Americans, African Americans, so-called African Americans, so-called blacks, are rooted in religion, and specifically the Bible. Even if you are in Islam, you still believe in the Bible. And when he said what most men say, well, a man wasn't made to be with one woman. I'm not going to get into the specifics of religion and this, that, and third, you know, because most people don't understand the Bible and they'll argue you down about the Bible, but they haven't read it, really haven't broken it down, really haven't went into history and all of these things to find out that that is the case. Men was not created from the beginning to be with one woman, because if a woman can only procreate once every 10 months, you know what I mean? Unless something happens where she, you know, something out of the norm happens where she has twins or triplets or quadruplets, she's carrying one child every 10 months. And not every 10 months, because when she has the child, you're not even supposed to deal with that woman for the next 3 months until she get her body back right. So if you're but a man can have, at one point, he can deal with however many women and birth however many children. So when the scripture says be fruitful and multiply, that's exactly what it's talking about. A man going out and multiplying the earth, and he did that with multiple women. But like I said, I ain't getting into any of that. We're gonna stick to the facts of what the matter is. And all you have to do is just look at life in itself. All of nature, everything, you know what I mean? And you'll get that understanding. But like I said, I ain't here to address no religious background or no religious belief. I just had to throw that in there because at the end of the day, most, again, I'll say African Americans are rooted in some type of religion, mainly Christianity and then also Islam. But let's finish.
Back then in the days, it's like, yo, back in the day, them was warriors. And you niggas ain't warriors, y'all content creators. Like, y'all sit and post content like you live on a social media world. You not going out and figuring out, learning a lesson that if you go the wrong way at nighttime, that lion gonna eat your ass up. You're not learning like that. You're not that. And so the things that you're requiring and saying the old lifestyle is like not where you live at. It ain't reality.
Yeah.
And then if you do want to live and say that I want multiple women and I know I have to provide for them, it's like, yeah, but how you gonna provide? Like most of these dudes want their women to be in a relationship and they want to have multiple women to struggle.
He can't say that most dudes that are in they want women to be in relationships to struggle. He can't say that because, and if that's the case, I mean, women, remove all of your emotions aside. Put that to the side. The majority of Americans, black, white, whatever the case, they deal in monogamy. Even though in America is behind closed doors is a polygynous state, it's a monogamous state. You can only be married to one woman at a time. And it's preached and taught throughout all of the communities that you grow up, you get a job, you graduate from college, get a job, you get married, have a wife and children, okay? And that's what the majority of this country is trying to accomplish. And in the black community, that's what's taking place. So the failed relationships are not in polygyny. The failed relationships are in monogamy. You know what I mean? The divorce rate is high due to monogamy. It don't have nothing to do with polygyny. So stop putting it on polygyny when that's not the case. Men and women are in one-on-one relationship marriages with each other, and they're failing. So it don't have absolutely nothing to do with polygyny. You know what I'm saying? Let's just get that understood, and let's keep the focus on that. You get in and out of relationships with a man, and it don't work. Okay, and you're not getting into polygynous states. And most women who speak against polygyny, you ain't even been in polygyny. You know what I'm saying? And you wasn't in polygyny. You was with a man and he was doing what this brother is speaking. This is what he was doing to you. You know what I mean? Oppressing you, suppressing your thoughts, treating you like a slave. You know, that's learned behavior coming out of monogamy. That's what that is, because that's what I hear in most monogamous relationships. That's what I hear. He didn't want me to do this. He was too controlling. I couldn't do this. I couldn't do that. That's the stigma in one-on-one monogamous relationships. Again, if you have not been in a polygynous relationship, you cannot speak on it.
You want to put multiple women in their struggle and treat them like slaves. You don't want a reality and say, yo, I want to provide.
Well, let's see if this is true. Here's a brother by the name of Gerard with multiple wives, and let's see what his wife he's been with the longest has to say about it.
I introduced polygamy to Vanessa about 3 years ago, 6.5 years into our marriage. And the response that I received from her was a flat, pure, unadulterated, no.
Now, check this brother out. He got two nice looking women. They building a house together, or getting their situation together, and it's about economical growth. You know what I mean? It ain't necessarily about and that's what a lot of y'all go to, like it's a sex thing. No, it's not. That's when men and women speak like that towards polygyny, that let me know right there you have no idea what it is that you're speaking about, because it's not about that. It's about economical, fundamental practices of relationships, financial advancement, you know what I mean, and then unity, building something. You know what I mean? And that's what this brother is, doing. Like he said, when he first brought it to his wife, it was a flat out no, which is what the case was with me. However, he'd been with the woman 6 years, and at that time that I brought it to my wife, I've been with her 10 years. So my advice to brothers would be, if before you try to venture off into that, you need to have a strong foundation with the woman that you with. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna put no years on it, because you can have a strong foundation off the rip if it's meant to be. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna put a time limit on it, but I will say you need to have a foundation with that woman that you're with before you think about trying to bring another woman into the situation. Let's continue.
I don't know.
I was so used to it being in the middle of the couch.
I don't know. Tag team, okay. Whatever.
Yeah. I think it's girls against boys today.
I thought it was more for you than it was for me.
Right.
That was the biggest stigma that I had to get over.
All right, white one.
I knew absolutely nothing about polygamy. It took me a lot of learning, background, history, everything, to actually understand the benefits of it. I realized I would have somebody who has my back with not only my children, with my husband, with my house, with everything.
Okay.
So we agreed to give it a try.
Making me hop, skip, and jump now.
Skibbity.
Skitty.
Don't make me laugh because I'm gonna drop it.
All right.
3.5 months later, Kayla came along.
I met Kayla at a lounge. I was providing security for a friend, and she ran the money box, we called it. Mm-hmm. The first night that I met her, she didn't know that I knew the owner, which was my friend, which was her friend as well. I was like, hey, he said I could get in for free. And she goes, get in for free? Ain't nobody getting in for free tonight. But she went in on me. I'm like, hey,
I was just doing my job, man.
Didn't appear to be slavery to me. The wife he was with the longest, she was with it. They seemed to be happy. So let's get back to this brother.
When I married my wife, I gave her a pink Bentley, a pink Birkin, and a pink AP on our wedding day. Ain't no way I'm doing that 3 times.
Facts.
Ain't no way I'm doing it 4 times. Ain't no way I'm dealing with 4 different periods. Ain't no way that I'm dealing with having to learn and adapt to 4 different people that's gonna see a different weakness in me. Yeah. See, my wife can see weaknesses in me. So guess what? That's because of her personality. You mean to tell me I gotta deal with 4 different women that's gonna be seeing like, yo, that's a weakness in you that you need to work on. Nah.
See, now listen, I want y'all to really listen to what the brother is saying. You know what I mean? He first and foremost, he said, I bought myself an AP pink. Bought my wife a pink AP, pink Bentley, pink Birkin. Okay, that shit is so played out. Like a well-rounded woman, she's not gonna base her livelihood on material things. She's gonna base her livelihood in a relationship on happiness. It's so many women with material things that is still very unhappy. So it's not the material things that's gonna deem the relationship to be a successful relationship. That's the first thing that he started off with, though. So basically you talking about buying these women. You know what I mean? That's a trick to me. You know what I mean? That's not somebody. And like I said again, like I don't got nothing, when I speak, it's coming from a genuine place, because I ain't no hate in me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I live my life. You know what I'm saying? I don't knock what another nigga, got or don't have. You know what I'm saying? Whatever I want, I get it. You know what I'm saying? And that's always been my situation. So it ain't that a brother got more than me or less than me. I speak from my genuine space of understanding, because, I live it again, and I can't stress that. And And my wives are you know, well to do. They handle their business. You know what I mean? And ain't nobody, and it's not a struggling situation. But then he went on to say 4 different, you know, I'm not dealing with multiple women on their periods. Well, why would you have to be dealing with a woman on her menstrual? You know what I mean? Women been on their menstrual since their teenage years. So to me, it only speaks to the character of women that you pull into your life, or that you have, or you've been dealing with. Because if you're dealing with a woman in her 30s, late 20s, 30s, whatever the situation may be, 40s or whatever, and you still have to deal with her because she's on her cycle, then you dealing with an immature woman. Because most women that are in relationships and trying to strive forward and thrive to become successful in their relationship, they're not dealing with their periods, whereas though it's causing havoc in the relationship. You dig what I'm saying? Like, that's not that. So that right there let me know he don't know. These are the type of women that he deals with. That for him to think that in a polygynous relationship, you're going to be dealing, if you got multiple women, then you got to deal with their multiple personalities when they on their menstrual. I live it. I don't deal with no women that when they on their menstrual, they're demons or whatever the case, or they're causing havoc in the relationship and in the house because they on their periods, man. Like, that was so you know, out of pocket, you know what I mean? But then he also spoke on he spoke on the getting the money, the periods. Oh yeah, and then them seeing multiple women seeing weaknesses in him that'll make it. So his wife he's connected with, and she sees the weakness in him, right? But then I don't want no other women. What's the problem with that? What more women can see more weaknesses in you for you to then correct those weaknesses. If you just talking about, oh, my wife can see a weakness in me, she's one woman and she's pointing out one weakness, then to me that sounds like insecurity to a degree, because what would you have a problem with multiple women seeing weaknesses in you? And then that's just one side. And then the other side is, if you dealing with multiple women, or if you dealing with one woman or multiple women, you the man, why are you pent up against the wall to where as though you feel like somebody seeing a weakness in you that's gonna bring you down? You know what I mean? If anything, it should build you up because you're correcting the flaws that are within you. So why do you have an issue with that? You know what I mean? That's why I say about people not being qualified to speak on nothing like that to me. But let's continue.
Yeah. You've seen the weakness in me that you can identify, and I worked on it, and we combine together, we work good. Yeah. Bet, let's build. I'm not doing that with 4 different women. I'm not having to take 4 different women shopping and provide for them adequately. I don't want 4 different women to be, I'm gonna be out here, AP, chain, and
you see everything that he's saying. It's all about money. It's all about material things. Provision. Let's get the word provide real quick. Y'all walk me real quick. See, this is one of the biggest misnomers in relationships, that a man has to, when speaking about polygyny, he has to provide financially for all of those women. You know what I'm saying? By himself. But that's not the case in even a monogamous relationship. A man don't get, now he just said that those men back in the day, they were warriors. These niggas today is content creators, and he's a content creator himself. You know what I mean? But to any event, if they was warriors back then, and that's what they did back then, as far as providing and taking care of the woman. Surely that's not the case today, because most women, it's been a whole new independent wave, and most women are going to school, graduating, getting their bachelor's, their master's. They're not going $60,000, $70,000, $100,000 in debt from student loans and shit like that to be no sit-at-home wife. So so the provision isn't just gonna come from just the man anyway. And if you in a monogamous relationship and a marriage, today it's the man and the woman working and bringing finances to the table, and bringing resources to the table, and bringing avenues to grow to the table. So you know what I'm saying? That's why I said again, he's not qualified to speak, because his idea of religion. And I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm saying I've been in my relationship 20 years, 21 years, you know what I mean? 6 going on 7 years with the other one. When brothers talk like that, you know what I'm saying? I wish him all the best in his relationship. You know what I mean? And at the same time, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna see how long it lasts, because just like that other brother, that Derek Jackson brother that was saying all this stuff about, you know what I'm saying, men, the first thing he did when he came on was he downplayed men. You niggas ain't warriors. You niggas are content creators. And I see it's been a whole growth of men that are taking care of their business, handling their business, especially since the pandemic. The pandemic woke up everybody. You digging what I'm saying? So it's men out here handling their business, got their own businesses, or they growing. A lot of brothers are in school. And to be honest, men still make more money. Black men still make more money in this country than black women. So why would the first thing you say come out of your mouth be putting down men? You niggas ain't warriors. You know what I mean? You niggas is content creators. But then you want to build yourself up. Yeah, I bought my wife a pink Birkin. I bought my wife a pink Bentley. I bought my wife a pink AP. When most women can go out and get a lot of those things for themselves, so they're not concerned with that. They're concerned with happiness. You know what I mean? And at one time did I hear him say anything about his wife's happiness? You dig what I'm saying? The happiness. But Let's continue. Oh, wait, let me get this. Let me get the word provision. Let me get the word provision, man. Provide. Because see, it's people have a lack of understanding of what it is to provide in a relationship. Right? Let me get this definition of this word provide, man, so we can get some clarity here. You know what I'm saying? The word provide, make available for use, to supply, right? Make adequate preparations for. Make adequate preparations for, right? Is to supply or make available something wanted or needed. This is what it is to provide. Provision don't just come down to finances. You dig what I'm saying? It's provision is for a man. And I'm going to tell all y'all brothers out there, you know what I mean? The root word of provision is vision. What is provision? The action of providing or supplying something for use, right? So you need to have a vision. First and foremost, any man have a vision. And then you take your family and you lead your family down the path of your vision. And then within your vision is where you'll find all of your success. Your success lies within your vision. You know what I mean? As long as you're linked up with your own gift in life that was given to you by the highest source, by the Most High. That's what I know to be the case. So it's not about when you're providing for someone, you can provide for multiple. It's nothing for me to provide for multiple women. It is absolutely nothing for me to provide for multiple women at all. You know what I mean? It's really, and then you put too much on the man. You know what I mean? If you come into the table with women that are, you know what I'm saying, ready to listen, learn, and they are okay with the decision that they made to deal with a man, and he's going to be dealing with other women. Of course, there's guidelines and boundaries. You know, I'm not talking about the brothers just out here running amok. You know what I mean? Running wild and this, that, and the third. And that's not all men. And a lot of men are intimidated. I talk to that ask me, Bees, how you doing? What you doing or whatever, man? I can't. The first thing that they say is, you know, dealing with a woman's attitude. You dig what I'm saying? And that's why they don't do it. And I'm talking about mature men. I ain't talking about the young brothers that haven't really learned life just yet. I'm talking about grown, mature men who running their businesses. They got good finances, and they got a good life going for themselves. And they don't want to deal with multiple women because of the attitude that a lot of women come with. So in my situation, it's not about me per se so much. It's about the women that I'm with. They are making the machine work and run because they have laid down all of the insecurities, so to speak, far as not having an issue with trying to build with another woman. And most women have a problem with that. Like I said, a lot of times, a lot of women don't even want to be friends with other women. They'll tell you themselves, I don't get along with other women. You know what I'm saying? All the people I deal with are men. All my associates are men. And that in itself speaks volume. So it's about women coming together and understanding, what are you women going to do? If you're already sitting up agreeing with some of the things this brother's saying men ain't warriors no more, then for the men that are warriors who have someone, then you need to be trying to join up with them. If you're not doing that, then what are you going to do? You're going to be 30s, mid 30s, going into your 40s, 40s, going into your 50s, and you still ain't got no man. And then you talking about you're not going to deal with this man, and he's a great man because he has another woman, and you don't want to bring that together and try to build with that woman. However, you will date a nigga that you know got another woman and continue to date him. And a lot of y'all been in relationships with men that got women, and y'all been in a relationship. You've been dealing with this man 4-5 years, and he done had a woman. You dig what I'm saying? But then you'll have something to say against polygyny when you actually are in it yourself. You in it. But let's get back to the brother, man.
Nah. If I got the AP, my wife got to have the AP. She got to have everything that I want and everything that I desire. And if you don't desire to give your wife every single one of them the same thing that you desire in life, and you on that status to be able to do that, and stop thinking with your.
Now, see, he don't know what he's talking about, because when you got women in relation, multiple women in relationship, they don't want the same thing. Each woman don't want the same thing. You dig what I'm saying? Like, he don't know what he's talking about. Every woman do not want the same thing. So, you can't give them all 4 the same thing. They all 4 may not want the same thing. They all four got 4 different personalities, 4 different characters about themselves, characteristics about themselves, and they don't want the same things. So that's why he don't qualify to speak for it, because he don't even know what he's talking about. And I'm not knocking him. He can't know because he's not involved in it. So he cannot know what he's talking about because he's not even living it. You know what I mean? I just pray that he take care of his own relationship and find out that, before you find out down the road that women are not so concerned with material things in 2022. They're not, because they have so many avenues to go out and make their own way with their own thoughts, ideas, vision, and everything to get their own. So it ain't about the finances for the woman. It's about finding someone that they can build with and be happy with. You dig what I'm saying? That's what it's about. So let's get back to the brother.
You're just thinking sexually, it seems fun, but you're not thinking of what it's going to require from you. And then if you have children with different women, the position that they put your children in when if all of these dynamics in this relationship don't work because it's not common. See, they don't have nobody to go and ask, well, how do you deal with your sister wife? How do you deal? They don't got nobody. They friends not going to understand it. They parents not going to understand it. So you put them in a vulnerable situation where they castrated and on an island by themselves, where they can't even go to get proper counseling because the counselor can't relate.
Now, where they going to get proper counseling at in monogamous relationships? Where they going to get proper counseling at when damn near everybody that they going to them are in broken homes, broken relationships? This ain't, I gotta stand up for this. Ain't no polygyny thing. These people, and the majority of y'all women that speak, y'all speaking really and truthfully from a monogamous base. You know what I'm saying? Monogamous relationships are not working out. You see what I'm saying? Monogamous relationships are birthing children that's why women got multiple kids by multiple niggas. What is we talking about? Women who deal only in monogamy and choose monogamy for their life, they got, not all of them, but there are many, many women that got multiple children by multiple different fathers. And that's birthed out of monogamy. That ain't birthed out of polygyny. I'm in polygyny, been in polygyny 7 years. My children are with me. You know what I'm saying? That's by the different women. They with me. I'm in the house, but I got a child by one and a child by the other. I got 2 older boys. They grown and got their own families by my first relationship. In polygyny, I got a daughter by one of them and a son by the other one, and we live together. And it ain't no division. You know what I mean? And I, me being the head, it's easy for me to be the head. It's easy for me to lead. It's easy for me to direct my household because I'm not dealing with women that is causing issues with me being the head and me being the leader. You see? So it's really on the women to conduct themselves as women and broaden their mind state in life, because you've lived a monogamous. You've tried to live a monogamous lifestyle since you started dating boys. You 17 years old dating boys. Now you 37 years old dating men, and you're running into the same issues that you was running into when you were 17. You're running into them same issues still, and you 37. 42, 45. You know what I mean? When are y'all gonna wake up and realize that this ideology of monogamy that was instituted by the Roman Catholic Church and pushed on black people as it's in the whole Planned Parenthood. It's just another way of Planned Parenthood. It's another way of slowing down the procreation of black and brown people. That is exactly what. Just go do the homework. I'm not talking. You know what I'm saying? I challenge any of y'all to go look up monogamy and how was who instituted it and why it was instituted. So it ain't about, your brother, your children, you know what I'm saying? You got multiple kids by multiple women, and then they come into the relationship together, and then and you integrated the household, but then when it don't go the way that they wanted to go, now the children are on the island by themselves and they castrated, they don't got nobody to count. That sounds like monogamy too. That sounds like most broken home, broken marriages. That's what that sounds like to me. You know what I'm saying? Because most people that talk about it, you don't even know. You don't any of y'all right now listening know 5 couples that are living a polygynous lifestyle. None of y'all watching right now can't name me in your personal life 5 people that you know living a polygynous lifestyle. You don't even know nobody living. I'm probably the majority of y'all that's watching that know me. I'm probably the only person that y'all know that's living it. So you can't speak on it like that. And this brother don't know, you know what I'm saying? Again, no knock to him, but I had to address this because he don't know what he's talking about. And to me, he fucking the game up for men that are qualified to be able to deal with multiple women because he's not giving a balance. He's giving the cons, but he ain't giving no pros of it. And anytime you're dealing with anything where you don't give the pros and the cons, you ain't qualified. Let's get back to it.
Oh yeah, this is what you need to do with those other women, and this is how you integrate your children together. Mm-hmm. Like in reality, most of us ain't built for that. If you are, it takes you have to reach.
Gotta speak for yourself. He ain't built for it.
To really be built for that and be able to ingest that into multiple women. Like, but most of these dudes be jokes. It just be I'm thinking with my other head, and I just want to have multiple women to sleep with, not realizing that I got to provide for them. I got to be the savior, the stability for them, and everything that come with it. 3 or 4 different families.
I thought the woman was supposed to be a helpmate as well, like a pillar of rest for men as well.
They're not even standing on business, bro. They'll go have these multiple girls and have multiple households and not even taking care of home for real. They'll forget about that aspect, like being a man. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to lay down with these 6 and have children by them, be a man about it. You know what I'm saying?
Again, this is not polygyny. This is men that are with women, got women believing that they are in a monogamous relationship. This is the outcome of what monogamy does. They're addressing men that are in monogamous relationship with a woman, but over here playing with another woman's mind, over here playing with another woman's mind. This don't got nothing to do with polygyny. I can't let him say that. You know what I mean? This is the effects and the result of monogamy, trying to practice monogamy. When you men over here and they lying to this woman and lying to this woman, that's not polygyny. That's monogamy. And that's what all y'all are involved in, monogamy. And you need to wake up from that shit because it ain't working. And it ain't worked in a long time because it's not meant for us to work. You need to unlearn what it is that you learned about relationships and then come into open your mind up. Because if you keep doing something, that's called insanity when you continue to do the same thing over and over again to get the same result. It's insanity. And a lot of y'all are doing the same thing. You're going out of one relationship, getting into another relationship, that don't work. 6 months down the line, now you in another relationship, and you continue this cycle, and now you 40-something years old, out at the bars, out at the lounges, out at the clubs or whatever, and then you going home by yourself, and you ain't got no damn body. That's the result of monogamy. You try to live a monogamous lifestyle for all these years, and it hasn't worked for you. Go find you a real man that's handling his business and speak with this man and let him know that I'm talking about no suckers. I ain't talking about no niggas that you trying to do that with that don't got that couth and that decorum about themselves. I ain't talking about them men. You know what I mean? Get with me. Hit me up at BeesP _ B as in boss, EEZ, P as in Portier, man. You know what I'm saying? Hit me up. And I because I do this. I counsel relationships. I counsel marriages. I counsel women one-on-one. I counsel men one-on-one. Hit me up. You know what I mean? If you want a real, true understanding, hit my line up, man.
Be there, be for your children, be for the woman. And it's like they just thinking sexually, just like you said. It's like, and they just keeping them in rotation. All right, well, shit, I'm going to have 3 or 4 girls. And when they start complaining, I can't handle all this shit, I'm going to just kick them out, get another one until they start complaining and kick them out. Like, he said they content creators, bro. You fucking
bro, it ain't. Bro, they be like, yo, this is what it did. But like back in the day, we don't live in those times.
Yeah,
we not built like those dudes was built. Mm-hmm. And then we're not coming.
He got to speak for himself. He got to speak for himself. You don't say no we. You not built like how they was built. Don't say no we. You know what I mean? You not built. If you're gonna be cool with saying that we ain't living in them times no more, then don't have an issue. If and when, most high forbid, and I ain't wishing nothing on the brother, but his wife wants to take the lead in a relationship and she wants to be the dominant factor and she wants to guide how the relationship would go, then he should never stand up and say, I'm the man, I'm the head, I'm the leader. Don't say that. Because if we're not living in those times no more, then that has to be the case all the way around the board, brother. That you can't be selective with that. That has to be the case all around the board in all situations. You just can't just not select that or have it in one area. Then if you gonna say that the men for what the men are trying to do, it ain't the same. Then for what the men think about what women should be doing, then it ain't the same no more. That's just, you can't have it your way. You know what I mean? It just don't work it don't work like that.
That environment was what it was normal. Mm-hmm. It's normal for us now. It was normal for black men not to be fathers. It was normal for black women to have to raise the kids by themselves. Right. It was normal, but now it's not normal no more.
When was that normal? When in the 50s, see, he don't know what he's talking about. In the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, black men were in the home taking care of their families. What is he talking about? When was that the norm? He talking about during the 80s, during the crack era, when crack cocaine was intentionally placed in the black community to destroy the black community, to destroy the black men, to incarcerate them at a higher rate for a lesser amount of cocaine substance because it was cooked and produced into and condensed into a rock form, and a white man can have 5 times more of that in powder, because they know that white men dealt in powder and black men dealt in crack, which is what they introduced to the black community. And then you give this brother 5 times the amount of charges and time spent in prison for 5 times less the amount of drugs than what you would get as white man. And then you gonna turn around and due to that, it caused a breakdown in the black family. It destroyed the black family and caused nothing but brokenness within black men and black women. And then it became a norm during that time. And so but then you're gonna say that was the norm, and you're gonna use that as a catalyst to discuss this situation. He don't know what he's talking about, and y'all women better stop listening to brothers who ain't qualified to speak. You know what I mean? Because he don't know what he's talking about. That's just flat out. He don't know what he's talking about.
Like, yo, you got kids? Like, yo, well, what you doing with them? Like, yo, and you out here playing games like you want to chase bottles every night? Like, and you ain't properly taking care of your kids? Like, you like a sucker. Like, you not cool. You not. I don't do business with niggas who don't take care of their kids.
Now, that's true. That's
like,
true.
If you don't take care of your kids, we can't do no business together. Like, I don't care what it is that I don't care how popping you is. Like, bro, you got kids? Yeah. You don't take care of them? Like, yo, where they at? Like, if that's not important to you, then, like, if you can leave them to the side, oh, bro, you don't care about me. There's no way. You'll forget about me quick.
I mean, that shows a lot about your character, too. Mm-hmm. Like, shit, I cannot even do business with you if you can't even take care of the most important thing. So, like, this business that we got, it ain't gonna be the most important thing for you, shit. Or unless the people just thinking monetary. Let me get this bag, and then once this shit over with, shit, this friendship ain't really real for real.
It's how much will you value the things that you create? See, I value recession proof as something I created. See, I value my children as something I created.
All real.
Nobody told me to create it. Nobody gave me directions to do that.
All
nobody
real.
gave me directions to create this marriage and relationship with my wife. I did that.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? I slid in her DMs. I slid and at her. Like, she didn't tell me, yo, come be my husband. Like, nah, I pursued that. Like, yo, what's up? Like, I did that. Like, so the things that I create, I'm responsible.
That's
for.
right.
And
With
most
that.
people don't realize, like, yo, you're responsible for the things that you create.
That's
when
right.
You create that, whether it's good or bad.
Good
you
or
create
bad.
a bad environment, you're responsible for it. Fix it. You create a dope environment, you're responsible for it. Congratulations. Like,
That's right.
We are super happy to say we self-made when we're successful. But when we unsuccessful, nah, we ain't self-made. But go make 100,000. Look what I was able to do. Like, I'm self-made. But when you like name somebody who broke, they be like, yo, man, I'm self-made. Like, I did this.
Now listen, man, I just wanted to bring that out. You know what I mean? Again, man, I ain't got nothing against the brother. I don't really know who the brother is like that. You know what I'm saying? I've seen him here and there on both of them brothers on the internet. You know, this was brought to my attention. People reached out to me. They wanted me to speak on it. They wanted me to address it because, and guess who the people that reached out to me and wanted me to address it? It wasn't men. It was women. Because a lot of women are waking up and they getting tired of other women's attitudes towards polygyny, towards righteous polygyny, not y'all in monogamy and dealing with niggas who telling lies and shit like that, trying to hold on to their relationship, but then trying to live out what's in their nature with other women. Those are the results of monogamy. That don't got nothing to do with polygyny. Polygyny is truthful, it's honest, it's two or multiple people coming to the table with an understanding, just like the brother that you seen in the clip with his wife, and he spoke with his wife about it. First she wasn't with it, but then what did she say she did? She went and learned. She went and studied history on it, and then to save and preserve her relationship with a good man, she opened up her mindset to it, and now it's flourishing and it's working for them. And that will be the case with any adults that come to the table with an understanding and they say they want polygyny to be their lifestyle. This is your man Bees P, aka Portier. You tuned in with polygamy with Bees P. You know what I mean? Hit that like, subscribe, tap that notification bell, and I'll see y'all on the next journey. Peace.